and welcome to Reviews with Love, Christmas edition. So today we are going to be covering the Hallmark movie, Boyfriends of Christmas Past. This one, lead characters are named Lauren and Nate. So Lauren is someone that's got fear of intimacy. I think that's what it is, pretty much, because anytime her boyfriends, or whenever she was in a relationship, they would want to take it one step further, pretty much get closer to her, or they'll say, I love you, come for Christmas, or say, I want to marry you. She'd freak out, and suddenly she would, end the relationship and say, oh, this is moving too fast for me. He's like, oh, but we've been together for 3 years. And it's like, well, it's still moving too fast for me. But really, the backstory of this one is that when she was younger, her mum left her and her father right before Christmas. And that really impacted her relationship life, with always being fearful that, I guess, the other shoe's going to drop. Like, I can't get serious because if I do, something's gonna go wrong, because my mum left me and my dad before the holidays. And for some reason, for me, my opinion, I was like, well, why don't they just try not to do it during the holidays? Like, just try not to, propose to her during this holiday, or ask her to move in during this time, because she's already obviously triggered by her mum, what her mum did to them. But obviously she wasn't also very open about what happened with any of these ex-boyfriends of hers, so they weren't really ever too sure about why she would suddenly just freak out. The only person that ever really knew this was her best friend Nate, who has been in her life pretty much since they were kids. So definitely liked it. So she gets visited by 4 of her ex-boyfriends. So the first one is a 15-year-old, I guess, when she was a teenager, and he's sort of like the host of this event that's taking place in her life. And she gets the next 3 boyfriends, will be obviously Christmas past, present, and future. I'm assuming. I think 2 of them were really like present, or no, 2 were past, and then all 4 of them were future. Like what's gonna happen, because clearly she really didn't fully understand why they were there in the first place. And really, ultimately, they were there to say, don't make the same mistakes, because it was a perfect relationship she had with all these people, but she was always pulling the plug on it because she was so afraid something was going to go wrong anytime they got serious. In my head, I was thinking, well, geez, girl, man, all these men are loving you and, like, proposing to you, like, at some point, it's like, pick one. But she had clearly issues. As a counselor, I would say, yes, she definitely had some triggers and intimacy issues that she needed to work through from her past experience with how her mother left her and her father. And she needed to get over that. But also, it showed that even though that was her reasoning, she was able to connect with one person, one man, which was her best friend, Nate. And it seems he's always liked her very much, and I assume was in love with her at this point. Not assume, he was in love with her at this point, and he tried to tell her a couple times, but obviously that same part of her that would always freak out didn't want anything to change, and instead she's trying to push him off to someone else and say, oh, no, you go there, you do that, even though deep down she does actually have feelings for him. So ultimately that's what these people were visiting her for, her exes, saying it was a great relationship, and all of a sudden we were blindsided by how you just ended things because I wanted you to move in, or I proposed, or I wanted you to come meet my family for the holidays, that sort of thing. So overall, I'd say I did quite love the movie as well. It was very interesting to watch. I liked it. It was a bit annoying, I will say, when she was sort of just breaking it off. I'm like, it's a perfectly good relationship. This man loves you. And then she's just like, no, no, no. But, so I was like, oh, come on. But, yeah, like I said, she had some things she had to work through. And obviously didn't realize it until she thought she was going to lose the love of her life, who happened to be her best friend, Nate. So, ultimately, her ex-boyfriends that she crushed their hearts were there to make sure her heart does not get crushed, because she's doing the same thing she did to them. Except this time it's going to hurt her because she actually really does love Nate. So yeah, Boyfriends of Christmas Past. I liked it. I thought it was very nice. The actress and the actor, they did a really good job. I did believe they were actually best friends. But I mean, I will say, with the Nate, the guy, there were parts I felt like he was one of those that's sort of like coming on a bit strong. Not really like he's trying to come on strong, but kind of like, because he really knows he loves her and everything, it's almost kind of like trying to push her to say she loves him too. It's like, why do you care if I'm going on a date? Kind of like, I want you to say, because I don't want you to go on a date and all that stuff. So I was getting that sort of like vibe from him constantly. I'm like, chill out, man. Like, I'm sure he's frustrated because each time he did try to tell her, she would interrupt him, or she'll get this sort of idea for her job. By the way, she works in advertising. I guess she has to make a pitch or something like that. So each time he would try to tell her, hey, I'm in love with you, she'd be like, oh my gosh, that's it. Oh, thank you. And then she'll go off because she knows he wants to say it, but she doesn't want him to say it, that he loves her and all that, because things are going to change. I will say the drama in this one to me made perfect sense. He got frustrated. It's like, I'm not going to let you off the hook this time. You keep trying to stop me from saying how I feel about you. This is how I feel about you, but you know what? I'm not going to stick around any longer because clearly you're not feeling the same way, or you're not even trying to address it. So he's like, I'm not doing this anymore. He is a foster kid, so he used to come spend the holidays with her and her family. And this time around, he's like, I'm not doing that. I can't this time. You're never making me a priority, which is very important. If you say you truly care about someone and you truly love someone, you gotta make them a priority. And he felt like she was all caught up in her own world. Oh, I've got my job, I've got this going on. Oh, but he's always making time for her. He's always there for her anytime, no matter what. And even as a friend, like, she's like, oh gosh, I forgot this really important like events that he was doing, and it seemed like she was just kind of like I mentioned, just constantly in her own world, and he was just tired of it. So he's like, well, I'm just gonna move on, I'm done with this. And she's like, no, like, what's going on, and all crushed and everything. But like I said, the people that were her ex-boyfriends that came to visit her, this was precisely what they didn't want to happen, was her missing out on true love. So obviously she doesn't. It turns out well, but ultimately I liked it. Can you tell? No, I'm just joking. Yeah, I did. I actually really did like it. It had a good flow to it. Like I said, the drama wasn't like, oh my goodness, what are they doing here? It was good drama. I would have walked away too, with the guy leaving, not tolerating her behavior any longer. So So, yeah, I really like that one. Boyfriends of Christmas Past. Of Christmas Past, not Christmas Past. Of Christmas Past. On Hallmark. That's the second one I watched. And you should check it out for yourself. I thought it was good. So thank you again for listening. Once again, I will continue to do my best in posting more. I'm just getting back into the mix of things again. Just getting back my strength and everything like that. So if I sound a bit like I'm not fully present, I'm doing my very best. I'm still working up my energy once again and taking all of this in. So thank you again for listening, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you. God bless. Oh, and please do check out patreon.com/Lovelyn. Subscribe to the channel, Lovelyn Entertainment. Also, push the notification bell so you can get more updates about when I'm going to be posting more about these. I'll try and make it as cheerful as possible. So thank you again for listening. See you next time. God bless. Bye.